Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Investing Bros. It is June 8th, and it is Thursday, and we've got a lot to talk about in the show today. But once again, we're talking about Cardano for two different reasons. First of all, yes, the Cardano price crashed. I'm so used to talking about Bitcoin, guys. Cardano price crashed hard. It's down. But guess what, guys? When you're down, that's sometimes the best time to buy. And there's some key levels on the charts flashing that we discussed yesterday. And it might be time to be scooping up some more Cardano. Of course, anytime you say that, guys, we just drew in a lot of lovers of Cardano and a lot of haters. Listen, guys, we are welcoming of all opinions. Make sure, though, if you hate Cardano, I'd love to hear your advice, love to hear your comments, but keep them respectful. We're going to be talking about that and a whole lot more. We also have more information coming out. Gary Gensler is getting his week of fame for sure. Some interesting details about his former relationship with Binance are going to kind of muddy the waters on what this lawsuit with Binance might look like. Make sure you don't go anywhere because we're going to be covering all of that and a whole lot more. I am joined this morning by the Texas man, my co-host, Mr. Army Piper. Piper, how you doing this morning?
Brother, doing fantastic. How you doing, man?
Doing great, dude. I'm excited for the show today.
I'm always excited for the show, Tim. Always excited to see the people in the chat and talk about what's going on, giving out the alpha, showing some TA. Who could ask for a better morning? I'm just saying. So
it's true. It's very, very true. Well, we got a quote of the day. I didn't put a poll this morning, Piper. So if you think of a good poll, we got to get a poll in here for people. But I have a quote of the day, and before we show the quote, I'm going to start off by saying where this quote's coming from. Because I'm scrolling through Twitter this morning, Piper, and I see a report that JP Morgan, and I don't know if it was Jamie Dimon. His picture was definitely on what I was looking at. But I don't know if it's Jamie Dimon or just one of their price analysis people. But it says that JP Morgan is believing that Bitcoin could make a push to 45,000. To which I replied in my tweet, I'm like, man, I'm bullish. But that is not a good sign to me. That makes me feel bad. And I want to go over to my quote of the day. Of course, these, as long as T-Shum is gone, we are doing office-themed quotes. Oh, man, I gotta move this around here a little bit. Maybe just you take my face down so they can see the whole quote. Why is it? It's also doing it a little bit different. Let me maybe get it right there. Boom. So those of you who watch The Office, you guys are familiar with this quote. It's, I am not superstitious, but I am a little stitious. And when it comes to JP Morgan, I'm not superstitious. There's a chance that Bitcoin does go to 45. We've talked about it on the charts. But I'm a little stitious, and I don't really love when I see JP Morgan and Jim Cramer and all these other fudsters talk about the direction of price. More often than not, it usually goes the opposite direction because these guys are known for manipulating the markets. Piper, what are your thoughts? Are you a little stitious about this JP Morgan update to Bitcoin price?
first off, I absolutely love that quote. That is a fantastic quote. I'm not superstitious, but I'm a little stitious.
I'm a little stitious. Yeah.
Okay, you brought one of the funniest quotes to the show yet. There, that's my favorite one. I am a little superstitious, man. GS said my hub calls it stupid stitious.
Stupid stitious. There you go.
That's a good one. So, no, I mean, look, I do think it's possible, but anytime that someone from the large bank industry like Jamie Dimon comes out and says some stuff like that, like you've got to start questioning what's your move here? What's your play, guy? Because I don't really trust the banks. So
yeah, I mean, because they're just historically known. Those you don't know, JP Morgan has had several CEOs, but I'm starting to wonder, Piper, if it's a requirement. Like when they hire new CEOs in the interview process, if one of the questions, are you willing to manipulate price action and lie to our shareholders? Because they're just known for, every CEO they've ever had is known for telling their customers one thing and then doing the exact opposite. So if Bitcoin really was going to hit 45,000, and by the way, guys, I want to make sure you guys understand, I think there's actually a decent chance it does go. Maybe not 45. I know we've talked about that level. I've told you guys I'm sitting a little closer to 36 to 42, but 45 is definitely in the cards. But I want to kind of just play with this for a second, because if that was true, and if JP Morgan is sitting here looking at the charts and looking at the data, and they're like, hey, boss, hey, man, Bitcoin looks like we can go to 45K. It is historically very precedent that Jamie Dimon or any CEO of JP Morgan is going to say, All right, sit on that information. Tell our customers that it's going down. Have them sell their shares to us, and we'll take them, and then we'll ride the profit all the way up to 45K. That's the kind of stuff that he does. So to see him come out, and again, it wasn't maybe him. I don't know. The thing I saw didn't say it was Jamie Dimon specifically. But if it was Jamie Dimon is the type of person who would say, oh, look, Bitcoin's about to crash hard. Okay, let's tell everybody it's going to 45K. They'll go and buy in. We can sell all of our shares of Bitcoin to them and then let them take the loss on that. That's what he does. So we'll say it one more time, and then we're going to move on. I'm not superstitious, but I
I'm
am
a little stitious.
I'm a little stitious.
Hey, did
Let's
you
go
see
ahead.
Red Robles?
Yeah.
Did you see Red Robles' comment? He said, "Update on Ledger."
Oh, no.
Don't know if anyone else experienced this. Ledger says you don't have to update the firmware in the device if you don't want to, but go ahead and try to transfer without doing that. You can't. So that's kind of interesting. Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah. That's what Red Robles is saying. I'm gonna have to give it a shot later on because I have not updated my Ledger, so I may have to plug it in and see if I can transfer without updating.
Well,
and
here's
I will
the
give
thing.
you an update on that. So
if you have to, I guarantee you this is what I'm going to do, though. If you have to, because I have Ledger too, if you have to update to transfer it, I'm just going to update it and then transfer everything out of it and then literally throw
find a
that
new
Ledger in the
wallet.
trash can. Yeah.
Yep, that's what I'm going to do too.
In the trash can. All right. Well, we're gonna get back to content here in just a second. Again, guys, stay around. We're gonna be talking about Cardano TA, Bitcoin TA, Ethereum TA. We got a lot. I mean, it wasn't a very heavy news day, but we still got some articles over here we're gonna cover. One of the articles, by the way, we'll do a little shroom tease, a tease shroom while he's gone in his remembrance. We're gonna be going over ChatGPT predicts the 6 things that we need to see that will trigger the next Bitcoin rally. And they're not things that'll surprise you guys. We talk about these all the time, but Piper and I are going to go through and we're actually going to rate them, how far along we are in the process and how close we are potentially to see a real Bitcoin bull market. That being said, let's read some chat here. Let's actually read the names of people in chat. And we don't have a poll, so it's really easy this morning. A mellow fellow was first, second, and third. And technically he was fourth too, because his first comment was just, yo, good morning, bros. Let's what's MG? What was MG again? I think we covered this, Piper. What is MG? I forgot.
MG or GM?
Well, he says GM bros, let's MG. I don't know what MG is supposed to be.
I'm not sure.
Oh well. Mellow fellow, fill us in on that. I guess I don't know what my excuse is. I'm too young to be too old to know what that means. Mr. J is second. Bob is here as well. Eric Brubaker is here. We even got some people telling us when they were 7th, 4th, 5th, 10th, everything else. Let's see who else we have here. Mike Play is here this morning. Mike Lowry is here. Michael M. Saying avoid Cardano like the plague. All right, listen, hey, that's your opinion, Michael. I feel like, Michael, you and I have gone back and forth a little bit here for a while now. Respect your respect and respect your opinion. I like Cardano, though, but everyone should be entitled to their own opinion. And if you don't like Cardano, you should avoid it like the plague, Michael. So good to see you here, though. Ninja Glock is here. Gia S is here saying good morning. Great to see you here, Gia. Curtis Rourke is here. Crypto JMP. Crypto Pew Pew Cruz. Tay Jones. Curtis Rourke. I think I said Curtis Rourke before, but love saying the name. We'll say it again. Elo Brown is here. Jojo is here. Who else we have? Crypto Trade saying, great morning, everybody. Another day, another opportunity, another blessing. Love seeing you here, Crypto Trades. Troy King, Territory Manager, Moose International. Wow. How about that? That's the name. It's really easy on a computer. Like if I wanted to comment back to Troy King, Territory Manager, Moose International on the computer, you can just hit the @ symbol and then type like TR and he's going to pop up. Anyone who wanted to respond to him with a phone, that is a rough name to respond to using your phone. So there you go, Troy. Great name there. Crypto Trappa is here. Rick Wilson is here. Crypto Sec Guy with the blue wrench is in chat this morning. Indie Rock Crypto. Who else we have? Donovan. Wind Peoples is here. Army Piper with the blue wrench. Oh Man 13. 88 Ace. Of course, 88 Ace. He's here every day anyway, but you know he's not going to miss a day. We're talking about Cardano, especially in the title. Diamond Sauce is here. Austin Mead is here. Philly Skills 1428. Dan T. Dan D. Not to be confused because those are two different people. Who else do we have here? Get a couple more, and then we're going to move on. Red Robles, we already read your update, but thank you on that, and welcome to the stream. Eric Wallen, Megatron 1, And I think Crypto Billy 111 is also here. I think I might have gotten everybody, Brian D as well. I think I might have read everyone's name, but if I did not, it is not because I don't love you. It is just time for us to go ahead and move on into the show, starting off as we do every single day with our economic outlook brought to you by Army Piper himself. Piper, what are we seeing over there this morning?
All right, let's go ahead and jump in here. First off, I want to show you the price on Cardano. As you can see here, this is Cardano, guys.
It's a legitimate coin
Uh,
now, yeah.
it's a legitimate coin now. It is up 8.23% today. So
Wow.
shout out to Jim Cramer and Cardano on
Yeah.
that. That's fantastic. Let's go ahead and jump into the economic calendar, guys. So guys, we had initial jobless claims, amount of unemployment filed in the past week, previously at 233,000. Consensus and forecast was 235. Actually came in at 261, and there's some updates to the previous here. So let's take a look here. Number of Americans filing for unemployment benefits. Let me bring this in just a little bit for us there. There we go. Says here that number of Americans that filed for unemployment benefits jumped to 261K in the week of ending in June 3rd. The highest figure since October of 2021, and above the market forecast of 235. Figures for the previous week were revised slightly higher to 233,000 from the initial 232. So they were off by 1,000 on the previous week, some lagging data, lagging indicators there. But then also we're now starting to see higher unemployment rates come in. So could it be some of these companies laying people off, stuff like that? Very, very likely. But we're seeing like record numbers hit the NASDAQ. So I don't know. I don't know how this is going to play out. It's a flip a coin moment for me on the macroeconomic side. But let's go ahead and jump back over, show you what else we're seeing here. We have nothing tomorrow at all. Boredom on the level 2. Let's go to level 1, see if we have anything coming in tomorrow. Yeah, it's Baker Hughes oil rig count and total rig count. So that's what you have for tomorrow. And then next week, guys, next week is going to be the big, huge one here. And that is going to be the core inflation coming in on Tuesday with the CPI data. And then on Wednesday next week, we're going to have FOMC coming out. So, Tim, we'll have to talk about that because I don't think that T-Stream's back by that time.
I don't
But
think
we
so, no.
normally are we going to do a live stream for the FOMC? We'll have to talk about that. You
Yeah,
guys
we'll
just
have to
stay
talk about it.
tuned. Stay tuned.
Gonna be very hard for me to be a part of that, but I will do the best I can. Before we move on, there was a great quote, Eric Wallen. I'm fine, but I remember exactly what he said. He said, Cardano is dead to me. It is now time for Cardonzo. And you know, that's
And
my
Cardano's up 8.2%. So there you go.
I would love to see what ends up happening with Cardonzo. I wonder if there was any type of utility, if it was like anyone who
It's
buys
a
into
meme coin.
Cardonzo. I
As
know,
of
but
right now, it's
it'd be
straight
cool if
meme.
someone used it for you to like to actually just go in and buy Cardano as well, or to do some sort of like awareness of how terrible Jim Cramer is. That would be kind of funny use case for even a meme coin like that. But let's move on here. Let's take a look at that FOMC meeting prediction at the moment. This, of course, is the CME futures tool.
Well, hold on,
So,
Tim. I wasn't done.
you have more?
I,
You have more?
I have
Oh,
Trueflation. Yeah.
okay.
Trueflation came down 0.01%. So, we were up a little tiny bit yesterday, and now we're back down to 2.83. So there's that one. And then I want to talk about these because, I like to
Yep.
talk about the liquidations.
Yep.
Traders getting liquidated means traders made money too. So, looking at Bitcoin here, liquidations in the past 24 hours kind of slowing down, guys. 24 million, almost 25 million. So, and a lot of longs getting liquidated on this pullback that we had yesterday, which we're going to show you on the chart here in a minute. But yeah, it's liquidations are greatly starting to slow down, especially if I come over here, look at 24-hour. We'll see Binance total liquidations was only 32 million. Total liquidations was only 76 million. So, and I know that sounds low. I know it sounds like a lot, but it's actually really low in comparison to what we've been seeing. So, liquidations are starting to slow down. A lot of people just watching the markets right now, Tim. So let's jump over it. Now we can do FOMC.
There we go. All right. Well, we got about 6 days left here, guys, until Jerome Powell takes the stage again, and we get to hear more about what their plans are with interest rates. But we're predicting at this point, 73% still saying we're going to be pausing for the first time in well over a year. Although, don't necessarily get too crazy hopeful this is the end, because we're still predicting July. 51% is predicting we're going to get one more rate hike in July. A lot can still change, though. Things can come out all the time. Oh, we just updated 76% that we're going to be paused here. So we'll keep you guys posted on that. More than likely, we're going to see us go ahead and pause. Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index sitting at 50, still back in the boring zone right here in neutral. We did drop briefly to 43 the other day, but of course we're now back up. We've been hovering for a while between 48 and 53. We're in the smack dead middle at 50 right now. So we'll keep you guys posted on that. Nothing necessarily crazy happening. But let's go ahead and jump over the charts. And usually we do Bitcoin TA first, but we're going to start with Cardano today. And I want you guys go ahead and smash that like button. We got over 115 people watching. Thank you to every single one of you guys. This is awesome, but we only have 46 likes smashed. I do have to start, Piper, because you've been slacking here a little bit recently. Have you smashed the like button yet, Piper?
Crap. No, you want? I haven't. Jeez,
Oh
you
my
caught me.
goodness.
You got me, man. You got me.
Listen, we're trying to get these likes up, and we're sabotaging ourselves over here. Make sure you guys go ahead and smash that like button. If
It's
you're new
because
here,
I hadn't done this.
there we go. There we go. If you guys are new here, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We are the Investing Bros, the most generous crypto community out there. We'll talk more about what that means at the end of the show. If you guys are wondering, what do you mean you're the most generous community? We'll talk about that in the community section. But let's go back over here. Let's take a look at what's happening over on Cardano. Let's go out to the daily chart and kind of start with maybe some more of the negative things. I'm going to turn off my chart prime indicators for just a second. By the way, guys, love chart prime. We would not be here without them. Phenomenal indicator that is doing some very big things. So if you guys want to support the show and support them and support yourself in trading, go check out the link down below. But starting off with just using our Fibonacci. First of all, we broke out of this this rising trading channel here a little bit ago. You guys know we've talked about that in the past. The news here the other day after that lawsuit with Binance was announced by the SEC, and it named Cardano as a potential security. Not saying it definitely was, just accusing it of. The price of Cardano fell out of our trading channel. We're heading down. We told you guys here the other day, keep an eye out as we're moving down at this golden pocket. Sure enough, we have come in, and we're I'm not necessarily going to call this a bounce just yet. On the daily chart, we are still red, but the fact that we have this big long wick here from yesterday, and then we've moved back up, this is a somewhat positive sign that this golden pocket right here at about 32, bottom level about 31 cents, is a pretty strong level. Of course, if this were to get lost, watch for a double bottom. Watch for a double bottom over here back at 29 cents. We referenced that the other day. But as it stands right here, guys, this is a great signal right here that could be a massive buy signal. And the reason why for this is, real quickly, before we jump back into charts, Piper, go to Brocam real quick. What is the time? What is the time that traders say is the best time to be buying crypto at any time, any type of asset? Warren Buffett is famous for saying this. When do you buy?
When I buy, when there's blood in the streets, when everyone's running away from it, when everyone's running away from it and scared and talking about $10,000 Bitcoin and you know that it's going lower and everything's going to crash. That's normally when I'm running in with my empty bags to load up. So remember, I bought ADA at 30 cents. A bunch of ADA at 30 cents. Almost my entire ADA bag was bought at the 30-cent mark. So, yeah, I'm absolutely not worried about what this market's going to do right now. So,
boom. Well, let's go back to the chart.
Patience,
that's exactly
Zen.
it. Yes, yes. You buy when there's blood in the streets, guys. And guess what? It is bleeding. Cardano is bleeding. People are freaking out. But I want to show you guys down here, before I pull back up the chart prime indicators, this is just looking at volume. We talked about this the other day with Bitcoin as well. With this high volume, a couple of these candles, they're big too. Like, I'm not necessarily a big proponent. Look at this one over here. You guys see this big candle of volume? It kind of matched with a pretty decent sized candle on the chart. So I'm like, not necessarily the bottom. But when you see these massive ones, so this one right here, massive volume candle, that candle's still pretty big. Not necessarily what we want. It's this one. This is a big volume candle. And yes, we have a long wick, but we have a very small candle in comparison to this volume. This, to me, is one of the biggest signs of a bottoming out activity. Does this mean 100% that Cardano is done? No, it does not mean that. We definitely could fall back down. I told you guys already, watch for 29. Even this point, the platinum pocket here down at 28 cents, that's another level if we keep dropping that you want to keep your eye on. But when we are seeing just the volume alone and the golden pocket being hit the way it is being hit, that right there alone is a pretty strong bottom signal that this could be a great place to be acquiring some Bitcoin. But then let's go ahead and turn back on some of our chart prime indicators that are absolutely lethal. I want to take down that one for just a second, though. So even though we ignored it, we did get a reversal flash in here the other day at this other spot. Now, that could have been very tempting to go in and buy in right there. I told you guys, seeing a reversal flash is nice. The volume didn't necessarily back it up. Again, we had a lot of volume, but that volume was confirmed with a decent amount of negative price action. So to me, that wouldn't have been the strongest consolidation, not consolidation, the strongest confluence. But seeing that we're hit this reversal flash and seeing that we're having this massive volume come in as we're hitting a pretty significant level of support at the golden pocket, this is starting to paint a picture of some really nice confluence. Let's pull up our oscillators here as well. And you guys are going to see, you guys know that I've been talking about this. I have moved away from using RSI. Those who've been watching me for a long time, who have been big supporters of my journey in crypto, you guys know I love the RSI oscillator. I love looking for divergences. Well, guys, ever since I found Chart Prime, it has been ridiculously massive to my trading and game changing to my level of reading the charts, because they have this new free indicator. You don't have to pay for it. RSI Primed. It just takes the RSI levels and turns them into candles, which gives you a better indication of the power and how much it's flowing. It also will flash for you guys. It'll give you engulfing candlesticks that have been ridiculously lethal at calling reversals. You guys can see they don't miss. This one, it hit for a second. That one gets missed slightly, maybe a little bit, but it printed another one here just a little bit later that called the bottom for Cardano back here. You can go to almost any single coin and find that is a massive indicator, and this is a free version of it. Then you also add in the paid version, the Prime Oscillator. You guys know I love this. Seeing these flashes of oversold. We just got a peak seeker that hit as well. So that's what I'm talking about, guys. Looking at what we had going on with the volume, looking at the fact that we have our Fibonacci level being hit at the golden pocket, and then we get a peak seeker mixed with bullish divergence. That's one of the coolest things too. You guys know I love bullish divergence, but if you're not good at identifying it, guess what? The Prime Oscillator Pro, it does it for you. This is phenomenal. We're seeing a lot of things stack up on Cardano that would imply that this is a good buying opportunity. Let's even go out to the daily chart. This is one of the great flashes we see. We're seeing just a Christmas tree of ornaments happening right here, saying that we are overextended. We were overextended back here. This was a good call. People did not know. The charts did not know that we were going to get not only a Binance lawsuit, but get accused of being a security by the SEC. That's a little bit of, I'm not going to call it a major black swan event, but I'm going to call it a minor black swan event for Cardano. But we have been flashing oversold for a while now. Now we're sitting here on the daily chart. Our RSI is down low here at 16, ridiculously low. We get our oversold orange box with our green reversal triangle coming with confluence. Guys, I'm not sitting here trying to give you financial advice. I'm sitting here just looking at the charts, looking at confluence, taking a lot of different indicators into perspective, and everything we just covered, the charts themselves are screaming Cardano is oversold, and this could be an amazing opportunity to buy in at some low Cardano levels. Listen, I've heard a lot of people in this community say when we were up here, they're like, oh, just let Cardano get back down to 30 cents. Just let it get back down to 35 cents. I'll buy this time. Guys, this is our opportunity. And I'm not saying you buy this and then you're looking for an immediate jump up to 50 cents or immediate jump back up to $1 or new all-time high by next month. I'm saying when I'm thinking about the next 4 or 5 years of my Cardano investment, I have the opportunity right now to gobble up more supply around 32, 31 cents. That's a little nice little tasty treat if you love Cardano. If you hate Cardano, just keep moving along. Move it along. Find something else to buy. I get you. You don't have to buy. Let's move along with our TA as well. Let's go check in on Bitcoin this morning. Couple things we're looking at here, guys. I talked about this the other day, but I want to bring it up to your attention again. I'm keeping my eyes on these two different lines here, these trends for Bitcoin. The yellow line, more respecting candle body closes, and that has to do with candle body closes we had back here on January 5th. Also, candle body closes that we had back here on March 10th. And you guys can see we have wick down, and where we touched that very strong horizontal level of support of 25.2, 25.3 area. We also came and touched that yellow line. I'm leaving the blue line up. Excuse me. I had my energy drink this morning, and it's very tasty and gives me lots of energy, but it also gives me little bubbles while I'm speaking. I have this blue line here that's respecting candle wicks, so I'm going to keep this up here. At the moment, we are respecting this yellow line. That could be a massive level of support right there, but I'm going to keep my eyes on the blue line just in case we end up breaking through the yellow as well. You want to make sure you're looking at everything that you can. Let's take a look. Oh, well, first of all, let's look at the daily chart. We have not seen this in a little while. Guys, the last time we got a bullish flash on the oscillator on the daily chart from Chart Prime was that massive bottom back on March 10th, March 11th. So we just got a green triangle with bullish divergence forming right here. So just even on the daily chart, guys, looking a little bullish. Let's even take a look at what Fibonacci is saying. Let's start off with maybe this March 10th bottom. Can I grab it though? Boom. All right, let's go to March 10th. Where are we sitting? Are we sitting on a significant level? We're sitting right at the 0.5 level. Again, another strong level of support. A lot of confluence for a bottom here. Now, the bad news again, JP Morgan coming in and telling us that they're predicting 45. Don't love that number, but the charts themselves are very beautiful this morning. Let's take a look down here for our chart with our nice reversal flash here. That's one of the things that sets Chart Prime apart from the others. I don't know about you guys. I've seen buy signals, I've seen sell signals, and sometimes they're good. But I love these reversal predictions. Are they right 100% of the time? No, not necessarily. This is actually a pretty good call right here because we did rally. We just got rejected. But a lot of times you guys are seeing these bullish reversals, bearish reversals. Just look at some of the places that they are hitting. I don't know what to tell you guys. Chart Prime is good. It's good. There's a reason why we chose them to sponsor this channel and to you, because it's not just about money. They are giving us money and they're helping support us, which is awesome. That's why we're here. But they're also just the best. I'm sorry. Shilling Chart Prime for a second, but I'm just very excited about it. Anyway, we got our bullish flash here on the 4-hour chart. We also got our oversold with our green triangle here that gave us that nice call as well. We did get some bearish divergence that called this little top right here. And now we're kind of hovering right in the middle, kind of in an indecision zone. You guys can see on the RSI primed, we're kind of hovering right at the 50 line. So nothing necessarily crazy, but we did discuss this yesterday. Are we seeing before our very eyes the development of an inverse head and shoulders pattern? If you guys are struggling to see it, we got to come on, marker, come play with me for a second. Left shoulder right here. We have our nice Batman head. That's with the double bottom right there. And look at that. Like, is this a pretty inverse head and shoulders pattern? No, but rarely are they that pretty. We're rounding here pretty nicely, guys, forming a right shoulder. And if these were to play out, again, chance it doesn't. Always going to keep our eyes on the charts, but let's just pretend for a second. If we can get some bullish rally coming in here, we got our neckline. We go to the bottom of our Batman head. We come up to that neckline, and then we move this over to a potential breakout spot. Let's put it right about here. This not only would break us out of this resistance level of the falling trading channel, but would give us a price prediction up here towards 29,286. Once we hit that level, guys, now we talked about this yesterday, but I just want to bring it back up in case anyone missed the show yesterday or any of the days I've talked about this. Let's take down Chart Prime for just a second just to clean up the charts. We also, in this trading channel that traditionally breaks to the upside, if you were to use the opening of this channel and move this over to a potential breakout spot, this gives us a price prediction right here. Boom. Back up pretty much to $31,000, give or take. It says about 30,800. I imagine the fact that we topped out at 31,000 here just a couple of weeks ago, I think there'll be a little bit of a magnetic pull to that exact spot. Maybe magnetic pull a little lower, maybe only 30,500. Either way, it'll be really nice to see Bitcoin with that first number being a 3 again after a couple weeks of being back down to the 2 levels. That's what we got for Bitcoin TA and Cardano TA. I want to throw it over to Piper. What are you seeing on Ethereum or any other charts that you're looking at? We want to update the market on right now.
First off, I want to show that my trades are still open on my Ethereum and my XRP. Only up 3.3% on my XRP only up about 2% on my Ethereum trade, but still running. So have not closed those longs, just for anybody in the community that's wondering, because they know that I went into those longs early in the week when before SEC. I had long entry set, and the SEC, along with what we were seeing on the charts on Monday morning and Sunday night, took us right down to my entry. So still in profit, even with the pullback that we've had. So yeah, beautiful entry. So looking at Ethereum here on the 4-hour, guys, what we're seeing right now, Ethereum still trading inside of its platinum pocket here. Also, I do want to point out these purple lines that you're seeing on here with this dash red line right here. This is a fixed range volume profile running through this entire period, going back to, let's see here, 17 March, my wife's birthday. So yeah, running all the way through here with those. You can see also that in addition to the platinum pocket here, we've kind of been playing with this value area low to the value area high. So looking pretty interesting there, and been watching for this 786 right here at 1825 approximate to hold up. Let's go ahead, bring in the oscillator, see what we're seeing here on the 4-hour. We can see money flow right here, the MFI on the trend fusion oscillator, sitting right there. Looks like it's about to do a little curvature right there. I'm not really sure. I mean, even if I bring it in here, let's blow this up and I'll show you what I'm seeing here on this, guys. Looks like it's trying to come up right here, but it does look like we're starting to get a flatten. So it is possible we could see some more downside today, but I do think that the 786 net value area low is going to continue to hold. The trend fusion, though, I will point out, coming up very strong. Lots of volume coming in on that. So we're getting some mixed signals on the fusion oscillator. But right now, it does look like on the traditional oscillator that we're coming up towards the zero line. As long as we don't get a zero line bounce here, it is very likely that we're going to get a bounce on here, and then this could bring price back up. Be watching for about 1900 range, somewhere between around this 887, the value area high, and that 1900 psychological number with this back here if we do get that upside tick. If we get the downside, guys, I want to show you. Let me go ahead and pull on the Dynamics Pro, and you'll see we got a breaker block that's been running really strong for us right here. This is where my entry was at. Also, in addition to that, we've also got the point of control here, the 786, and the top line here of this auto chart pattern that has printed. So major support in this area still at play. The exact reason that I set my entries that I did on Monday, still giving us really strong support on Ethereum. And lastly, same thing that I'm seeing over here on Ethereum is what Tim was talking about, is that the RSI primed is starting to really just play inside of between that 70 and 30 there. So I mean, it is anyone's game right now, but I see a lot more resistance, or I see a lot more support below us than I see resistance above us. There is room to run up before we hit any real resistance. There is not very far to go down before we hit any real support. So shout out to Crypto Billy in the chat right now, by the way. Crypto Billy, Tony is in El Paso, your buddy and mine, and so him and I are going to be going to lunch tomorrow. So shout out to Crypto Billy and Tony. Tony's going to he's here in town for some family business for some graduation, so I'm going to link up with him. He's over there at Sin, works with Crypto Billy, who works with Sin City Crypto. So shout out. Yeah, let's go ahead, throw on the Market Oracle Pro here. Yeah, Market Oracle Pro, nice reversal down here that printed on that, not seeing anything on it. We do have a nice trend assistant here from the Oracle Pro that has given us a nice bounce on that point too. So again, another point of support, just reaffirming what I am seeing there. So let's go ahead, jump over to XRP. And then I would have done some TA this morning on Cardano, but it's not on a it's not anywhere on chart yet. So
no, that's not.
Yeah. So let's look here, guys. XRP, same story, same tale here. Sitting inside the platinum pocket. There's my long entry. Let me get rid of that. Trade levels. There we go. Turn that off. So yeah, we got this going right here. Let's go ahead and get rid of those brush marks. Nice. Okay. So what we're seeing here is platinum pocket. Again, we tested the trend assistant here. Got a nice bounce on it there. It is looking pretty good. Let's throw on Mats and see how Mats is looking. Guys, Mats, this is a free indicator right here. It's just go in here, type in chart prime. It is absolutely free. Doesn't cost you anything to get this indicator. It is called the Moving Average Trend Sniper. And right now we're getting a nice run off of that Matt's line sitting right below us. You can see we keep wicking back in over it every time that we get below it and wicking down to it. So that's what I am seeing there on Matt's. And the oscillator here is starting to get really tight on the zero line. We're squeezing on this cloud. I am thinking on XRP that if this continues tightening down the way that it's doing right now at this 50% line, sometime, sometime in the next, I'm going to say 72 hours, sometime in the next 72 hours, we are going to see some volatility fly into XRP. Now, keep in mind, because everything is at the 50% line, that volatility could be coming down to wick down below, maybe testing the dynamic reactor here. Or it could be to go up and grab the liquidity above this order block, which is a medium order block, 1.14 million. That's a lot there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing that it could be top or bottom, guys, but sometime in the next 72 hours, I am projecting that we're going to see some volatility just because of how we're starting to tighten here and squeeze onto this oscillator line on the 50%. So,
Boom. Very nice.
boom.
Well, a very important question was asked in chat to you, Piper. And it comes to you via Crypto Sec Guy. He says, would Piper take me to lunch if I were in town?
I absolutely would. Absolutely. Anybody in this community, guys. I guys, I am never ever too busy to spend time with friends ever. And I consider everyone that watches this show to be a
Yeah.
friend, even if you hate me and you think that all of my stuff is garbage. I still love you. I have no hatred in me. I have gotten it
Listen,
all out in 21 years of the army. So
Piper, for those who are in the Discord, did you post in the general chat or was it in the Patreon level? You sent us a picture of a house that your wife
yes,
wants you guys to purchase, and there's like what? There's like 17 pools in this house. There's probably like
no,
a
it's
10,000
a
square foot.
massive no, it's a massive indoor pool, but it's a beautiful
Yeah,
house. It's
it
absolutely
was.
beautiful.
Well, I'm
And
just
what's
saying maybe we'll all chip in and we'll just have like a little cult house out in El Paso that
let's do it. Let's
we'll
do it.
have. It was very
My
beautiful.
goal
But
my
good.
goal is in 2025 that I make enough money to buy my own island. Is that
Yeah,
possible? Can we do that? Can someone
we'll
can
see.
someone help me out here?
Let's see here. Tyler Main said, anyone notice how Binance removed $1 billion worth of ADA? I'm assuming it meant a billion worth of ADA, then created 30 plus new stake pools, then restaked, prepping for the reduction in stake pool over saturation change from 70 million ADA to 30 million ADA. No, I didn't, Tyler Main, but that's interesting. We'll definitely have to keep our eyes on that. Take a look into that. Yeah, man. Well, let's take a quick look at the stock market this open as we finishing up our crypto TA. Go ahead and share my screen here, Piper. Just really quick. Dixie taking a little bit of a dip this morning. Down here, almost going to break 103. Of course, we bottomed out here the other day at 102.975. So keep your eyes for a potential double bottom over there. But this morning, a little in the red here for the Dixie. We talked about that massive, just so many indicators saying that we were overextended back up here at the top, even though we had oversold there on the 4-hour chart. Where are we seeing? I think it was the hourly chart. We were looking at the massive oversold. Let's take a look at the other ones as well, though. Some ones we've been checking out. S&P 500 kind of hovering a little bit this morning. It's in the green. It's in the positive, but not by a lot. Only up 0.09%. But hey, a green day is a green day here on the 4-hour chart. We're also looking, the Dow Jones is green at 0.07, kind of hovering. You guys know, talking about the S&P 500, I've been keeping my eyes on, like, hey, yes, we're getting some overbought flashes. We could reverse right here, but we're also in a little bit of a rising channel there. Could we make a push up here towards 4,300 or so? We'll have to keep our eyes there. Again, Dow Jones, it's level, got a little bit of a resistance above it, so keep your eyes there, although we did just get that red reversal flash here on the 4-hour chart. So starting off green for those two, but there are signs that maybe red is coming later on today. Well, when we flip over to the NASDAQ, they are down 1.75%, which in crypto, we kind of just like, oh, it's just 1.75. Okay, whatever. And the NASDAQ, that's pretty huge. People are probably freaking out about the NASDAQ. But here's what I'm going to say about this one. Just keep an eye on potentially. Are we just coming back after breaking through this resistance? Are we coming down to do a nice little retest and turn this resistance into support? Not going to be surprised if that's exactly what is happening over here on the NASDAQ. But it is down this morning. Gold, last one I'll look at this morning. Gold is up 1.27%. Again, for gold, that's pretty good. In crypto world, nothing to celebrate, but in gold, that's a nice little morning so far for them. So that's your stock market open. Let's take a quick break here for community. Piper, before I say what I'm going to say, is there any announcements that you might have for us this morning?
Of course I do. You know me.
Let's do it.
I was just reminded because Crypto Archie's in the chat. And I am going to be on Crypto Gem Hunters this morning with them doing some TA and some small caps. So go check us out over there. Cryptex, if you are in the chat, can you please drop a link to that for Crypto Gem Hunters in the chat so people can find it? But yeah, I'm over there couple of days a week at least on there doing some TA. Matter of fact, had a beautiful buyout call on there on Monday morning show, I believe it was. And yeah, absolutely crushed it. Or maybe it was Tuesday morning. Tuesday morning, yeah. Crushed that buyout call up 33% from the time that I said I would be getting into it right now as we speak. So
absolutely. Yep. I love the Gem Hunters. I love Archie. I told you guys the other day, it's really heartbreaking. I can't ever go on their show, and I really want to, but literally Monday through Friday, of course, you guys know that I am, unless I have a doctor's appointment or something with the baby, I'm running the board for BitBoy show right as they're going live. And then on he's like, "Oh, Tim, we can get you on Sundays." I was like, "Well, Sundays is we go to church on Sunday mornings." And I was like, "I can do Saturdays." He's like, "Oh, Saturdays are the days we take off." And I'm like, "Yeah, darn it." But I love Archie. I love I feel like our two communities are just perfect matches for each other. We, of course, covering the more macro caps, the stock market, talking about the economy as a whole overall. And then they're diving deep into the degen coins, the ones that can 100x, 1000x. So glad about our partnership and friendship with their community. So, guys, go show support. Go watch today when Piper's on over there. If you guys want to get some great alpha on some coins you probably never heard of before.
Absolutely. I have a question for Crypto Billy. He said, going to be on Sin City Crypto too. When am I going to be on Sin City Crypto? Remind me, Crypto Billy. Did we set that up? Did I miss that? I need to put that on my calendar, evidently.
That is awesome. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
No, I saw earlier someone said they want to see pics. Listen, guys, if you want to see pics of this house we're talking about, you got to be in the Discord. You got to be in the Discord. Go down below, click on the link in the description. Free Discord, free price of free. You guys can be in. No, I hinted earlier for anyone who's new here. By the way, guys, 130 people watching, 88 likes. We definitely get more likes, but thank you to everyone who's watching the show this morning. When I say that we want to be the most generous crypto community out there, here's what I mean. So you guys know there's me and Piper, and there's another one. He's at training right now because he's an Army reservist. But T-Shroom, all three of us, we have found other ways to support our families, just like the rest of you guys. I believe that should be every single person's number one priority is, hey, if you have a family, take care of your family, provide for them. But after that, all three of us have a massive desire to see crypto be used for good around the world. So every single dollar that comes in, not a single penny goes to my pocket or Piper's pocket or T-Shroom's pocket. It will go 20% will go straight to charity because we want to see the world be improved. And the other 80% we are investing into editors. We want to hire a writer. We want to create more content because we want to see this community grow and get bigger and better. But we also want to see your guys' lives change forever so that you guys can take care of your family and then look outward as well and take care of others. So if that's something that strikes a beat in your heart, make sure you're a part of this community in any way possible. Piper, do you have any thought about that before we move on into our headlines?
Yeah, I will double down on not taking any money. I have absolutely not been paid by anyone or anything except for the U.S. Army in the past year, to include Chart Prime, to include Investing Bros. I've actually put money into both of those things. So,
yeah. I mean, it's we care about the space. We want to see this grow. And I want to also say, not just our community. Please support our community, but there are so many amazing communities out there in crypto. And again, we've been really stressing this here recently. This is not a time for any type of division or bickering amongst people who love cryptocurrency. Yes, we all have different opinions. Yes, we all want to invest different ways. Yes, we all have different strategies. But right now, the common enemy is the U.S. government and the SEC, specifically Gary Gensler. It is time to unite. So please, when we say support our channel, let's show YouTube that crypto is here to stay. Support us, support others, support Archie, support everybody you guys see that are producing great
Shane,
content.
Shane Hansen asked what charity, so I'm going to clarify that. So we, in our Discord community with our Patreon members, we get together with them and we decided as a group.
Yep.
It's not even picked by us. We just put out some things that we're seeing. We talk about things, and that's where the money goes. So it's not even us deciding; it is the community deciding
Yep.
how to employ this money for charity. So it's really cool.
Yep. Yeah, no, I think eventually we will probably create long-term partnerships and relationships. But for now, because we're a newer channel, we're still starting off. We're not able to give 20% is not necessarily crazy amounts of money, but it is money that we can give. And so we're kind of taking case by case basis. Hey, we have this much money to give. Let's discuss as a community, where do we think the best place to put this is? And so that's how that's working now. Yep.
Yesterday on Kelly Kellum's show over on BitLab's show, there was a shout out Crypto Billy, Giver's Gain.
Man.
Shout out to you, man. Give him that $20. We appreciate you, brother. He had a guest on the show that is a teacher in math, and I don't remember what the grade level was, but he's teaching the kids about different blockchain technologies, utilities, right? Different tokens and what it does. And then they all got to pick one, and they're invested into it. And they're using their math skills that he's teaching to see how it's going up or down, right? So they're learning crypto at the same time that they're doing math. Very cool teacher, in my opinion. But Kelly dedicated himself to that. If they are still holding that crypto that they have today at graduation, he'll give them $50 each. And then I upped that and said, if this class right now at graduation is still holding, I will match Kelly Kellum's money. So
that's awesome. That is awesome.
Yep.
Well, guys, it is time to move into our headlines. We got a couple of headlines, but we also have a very interesting discussion. Piper and I are going to go through this. Would love to hear you guys' input as well. But once again, thank you to Crypto Billy 111 for that donation. Thank you so much here. Let's get into it. So let's start off here. Go ahead and share my screen here, Piper. Maybe you already had. Let's start off with a little bit of an interesting story here. Bitcoin whale addresses activate after a decade, transferring $37.8 million worth of Bitcoin. Now, it doesn't necessarily give a bullish or bearish scenario in this. It's just kind of talking, this article is kind of talking about movements that have happened here recently. But I want you guys to keep an eye on this. Let's keep watching this. This one is one that hadn't been active in 10 years. There are so many reasons this could happen. It could be people selling. It could be them
I'm going to need you to control that mouse. Control
is the mouse freaking out again? Oh my gosh. The freaking buggy mouse. All right. Here. Is it gone? The bug is gone. There we go. Let me zoom in here. I'm in the wrong thing. Let me zoom in here for a second. Let's read a little bit of this, though. Bitcoin whale has been dormant for 10 years, woke up from slumber to transfer entire stash of crypto asset on June 8th. According to the data from on-chain analytic firm Look On-Chain, over 1,400 Bitcoin worth around 37 million was moved to a new address. So again, not even necessarily moved to a different exchange. Maybe this was on a ledger or something, and they wanted to get it off ledger. I don't know. The whale who hodled for more than a decade appears to have received that on April 9th of 2013. When the Bitcoin price was trading near $195. You know, funny story, go to Brocam here real quick, Piper. Back when I was working with, you guys know Crypto Jeb, shout out to him, by the way. Love seeing him back. But when I was on the show with him and when we had our little office, there was a security guard, Piper, who came in. He's like, what are you guys doing? And we're like, oh, we're a crypto company. We teach people how to trade like Bitcoin and Ethereum and Cardano. He's like, you know, I bought Bitcoin a couple of years ago. I think back in like 2011, I bought like 800 Bitcoin, and it's somewhere in my apartment. I don't know. I can't find my drive that I saved it onto, but you know, someday I'll find. And we did the math around the timeline of when this guy purchased it. This dude probably owned over $100 million worth of Bitcoin, and he was a security guard at this building, and it was somewhere in his apartment. And he sounded. You would have thought he was talking about like a thank you card that someone had given him that he wanted to find and put on his fridge. It was ridiculous. But I wonder. Every time I see these stories, I'm like, is it him? Was it our security guard over across from UF? Did he finally find his Bitcoin wallet? and maybe he's taking some profit. But yeah, interesting story there. I see we just got a super chat here from Crypto Set Guy saying Tim's new mouse charity. Yeah. Maybe I do need a new mouse. Well, to be fair, this isn't my mouse. I'm down here in the basement. Maybe a one for the basement to get a new mouse down here. Crypto Trade says Tim keeps wearing tighter shirts, but this dude looking swole, bro. I don't. That's not tighter. That'd be bad if these are tighter shirts. I'm just a big guy, so it's really hard for shirts not to be tight on me. So let's keep moving on here, though. Let's go back to share my screen. Let's get some other stories here. U.S. court issues summons for SEC Binance CEO following the SEC complaint. So big thing here. He has 21 days to respond to these summons. United States Court, District Court of Washington has issued a summons for Binance CEO. I'm gonna get the mouse out of the way. I forgot. Gosh, this freaking mouse. Issued on June 7th following the U.S. Securities Exchange Commission complaint that was issued against the exchange 2 days ago. I believe that was all the details. Okay, down here. Although the document is not verified to have been served, when it is, so it hasn't been served just yet, but when it is, the time period will begin. Additionally, the document states that if CZ does not respond, judgment by default will be entered against you for the relief demand in this complaint. I'm interested to see what happens here because we know CZ is going to fight, but that's pretty ridiculous. This is where you get into a whole new level of crazy, Piper. He is not an American citizen, but they're demanding he come and respond within 21 days. I'm interested to see what his lawyers and others do in response to that. Because, again, I'm not a legal professional, but that seems kind of ridiculous in my opinion. Piper, you ever thought about that?
He conducts business with U.S. citizens and automatically makes him eligible to be summoned.
Okay.
So,
All right. Well, I'm wrong
yep.
then. There we go. Yeah, sounds good. Let's see here. I might kind of breeze through these because I want to get to our last article over here. Binance lawyer says SEC Chair Gensler applied for advisor role. Oh yeah, we have to talk about this one. Might not go into crazy detail, but Binance lawyers are alleging that SEC Chair Gary Gensler offered to be an advisor to the crypto exchange back in 2019. So is this like Piper, is this like the vengeful girlfriend who got dumped and now is trying to come back to ruin the boyfriend's life? Is that what we're seeing right in unfold in front of our very eyes with Gary Gensler and Binance?
Oh, God, I have a statement to say, and I am doing so well to hold in my inner Ben Armstrong. My inner bit boy wants to just make a comment about Gary Gensler, and I am not going to right now.
Oh
It's
gosh.
something about sniveling little witch with different words. Yeah, Gary's a witch, absolute little witch.
A little bit. Oh my goodness. It says here allegations run deeper. Apparently, the attorney says that Zhao continued to stay in touch with Gary after the March meeting because they had a meeting in March. And also, the future SEC chair request. Zhao sat down for an interview with Gensler as a part of a cryptocurrency course he taught at MIT. So CZ like helped him with his courses at MIT. Later in 2019, the filing reads that Gensler was set to testify before the House Financial Services Committee. It is alleged that he sent CZ a copy of his intended testimony ahead of the hearing. Neither Binance CEO CZ nor SEC Chairman Gensler have spoken publicly about the new details yet. However, it does send a new wrench in the ongoing battle between Binance and the SEC. Like I said, is this the vengeful girlfriend trying to get trying to get her vengeance? Let's keep moving on. Eurozone officially enters recession. Not gonna go crazy in this. Pretty much, they just had 2 quarters of negative GDP growth. But of course, as we know, Piper, I guess that definition doesn't hold up anymore. We now just get to decide.
That is
Yeah,
not a recession. That can be changed at the whim of a politician. So,
it's ridiculous.
um, I keep saying we've been in a recession. Everyone's like, we're going to hit a recession. We've been in a recession already, guys. So now Europe in a recession too. So there you go.
We'll have to see. All right, here we go. Big one, big discussion piece I want to go through here. Chat GPT predicts 6 things that will trigger the next Bitcoin bull market, Piper. And we're gonna go through them. And what we're gonna do, guys, and I want you guys in chat to go with us as well. We're gonna go to each one. So we have adoption, we have technological developments, regulatory clarity, economic and geopolitical factors, the Bitcoin halving, and that's it. Okay, so we're gonna rate them on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 meaning we are not close to having this. The Bitcoin bull market is not ready. 10 meaning, dang, that already happened. We should be good to go, right?
And
So,
there's
yep,
6 things. So if you're replying to block 1, then put
true.
1 dash and then your rating. Okay,
There we
that way
go.
we can see what you guys are doing. Number 2 would be 2 dash in your 1 through 10 rating. Okay.
Let's do this. All right. So first one, adoption. So a couple things about adoption is talking about market and institutional. So we're looking at both of them. The price will resume its upward trajectory once more businesses start accepting Bitcoin payment. Let me get the mouse out of the way. Start accepting Bitcoin as payment method. ChatGPT said the factors such as the integration of Bitcoin payment options by major companies or the launch of regulated Bitcoin investment vehicles can contribute to a real bull market. It says, recall the numerous firms such as MicroStrategy, MassMutual, Tesla, BlackRock, and others. They either purchased portions of the asset or engaged with it in a different way during the last bull market. A repeat of this scenario could start another bull run. All right, so institutional and market adoption. Piper, what is your rating right now for where we are sitting with those with adoption in the Bitcoin process?
I'm gonna have to go with like a 3 because if
Okay.
globally there is some, but it is nowhere near there yet. So on one, I'm on a 3.
Yeah. I'm gonna go a little higher with a 5, but I'm being a little optimistic here because I'm gonna go take a step further. We're not even just talking about institutions. There's a report we saw this morning, and of course, it's opinion pieces, and this has been in the rumor mills for a while. But Bitcoin and Russia getting very close to all out making Bitcoin trading very like extremely legal and like encouraged. So we're going past institution. We might even talk about governmental adoption happening. Of course, we have other countries that have been a major factor, but yeah, I think we're not quite ready there. I think there's some companies like smaller companies kind of getting there. Of course, we have methods already in works that you theoretically speaking can use Bitcoin at a lot of retail places if you want to deal with different exchanges and whatnot. But I don't think we're quite there yet for massive bull run happening. So I'm gonna go a little more bullish than you, Piper, but I'm gonna say a 5. Let's see what chat is overwhelmingly saying. There's 4. I see 4 from a mellow fellow. Crypto Seth saying Africa and Asia is at 8 out of 10. So getting some
Yeah,
bullish natures from our.
that's why I brought it up. But you
Yeah,
still can't use it for everyday stuff.
it's
So
true. Yeah, let's go. We're gonna go with. I mean, I'm sitting there in the middle. I think 4 or 5. I think you're our bear, Piper, but we got some other people coming in on 4, something on 8. We'll go with 4 or 5 at the moment. So we're not quite ready, but we're getting there. All right, moving on. Number 2, technological developments. For instance, the Bitcoin network starts. This is not well written, but for instance, the Bitcoin network, I think it means started seeing enhanced adoption and engagement after the Taproot upgrade. Wow. I didn't even notice that until I just read it out loud because I highlighted this earlier. The Taproot upgrade, which allowed for the creation of NFTs on top of it. Of course, we've seen that be a thing here recently. ChatGPT says significant advancements in Bitcoin's underlying technology or improvements in scalability, security, or privacy features can generate excitement and attract more users and investors. Piper, where are we? What are you going to give us a rating for technological development?
technological development, I'll give it a 5 or a 6.
Yeah, I was gonna say 6. I think not necessarily everything we could do, but of course with Bitcoin ordinals more recently, of
And
course we've seen. Yeah,
it would be much higher if the politicians weren't stepping all over and crushing innovation. It would be much
oh, we're
higher.
gonna get there here in just a second, but yeah, what do you guys think? What do you guys think about that? Crypto Archie. So you got to give us. I see a 4. I see a 5. I don't know if that's with technological development or if that's with
Yeah.
number one,
Make sure
but
you put what grouping, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 of these. So
but I think 6. I think we'll go with 6. We'll go with 6 for right now. Not quite there, but I think we're a little bit farther along with technological
little
developments
more
than
bullish to me.
adoption.
By the way, a tarpoot is how Gary Gensler was created. By the way, a
There we
tarpoot.
go.
Yeah.
Do you have the symbol? There you go. There we go. All right. Moving on. Number 3, Mellofellow says that was a 5 for technological development. All right. Regulatory clarity. ChatGPT says, I mean, we don't really need an explanation of this, but clear and favorable regulation can provide a more stable environment for cryptocurrencies, increasing investor confidence. Positive regulatory developments, such as the recognition of Bitcoin as a legal form of payment or establishment of support frameworks for cryptocurrency businesses, can encourage market growth. Wow. I mean, I don't know how much we need to discuss this, but Piper, how would you rate regulatory clarity?
Man, I got to give it something because Europe's coming out with it, Canada's
Yeah,
coming
I
out
would
with
say
it.
we can't just
Like
think about
we can't
America.
just
So
say
yeah,
0. Yeah.
yeah,
So I mean, I'm an international man, so I've got to go with international bias, right?
yeah.
Or perspective, I should say. So let's go with on regulatory clarity. I'm going to go with a 4. I think we're on our way there.
Okay.
Mind you, US is a big market. and it needs to
Yeah.
be, a major piece of that. But we definitely have some baseline stuff that we could take and build into ours. And we just had Congress that released a little bit of clarity on that, which
It's
is
true.
happened right before Gary Gensler's, baby hissy fit. So.
Piper, you just upgraded my rating from a 2 to a 3. I'm going to go with 3. I think America, even though there are other countries involved, America sets a large precedence for other countries are going to do. Again, we have China and Russia flirting with the concept of being more favorable. That's going to be a big deal. Hopefully, Congress here on the 13th just does an absolute slap to the face of Gary Gensler and the SEC. But you can't count your chickens before they hatch just yet. I'm going to go with a 3. I think there's signs that the potential is there, but it's like those same signs could flip on us and we could get ourselves into even deeper confusion. Let me know in chat what you guys think. We did get a super chat from Matt C saying, if Billy and Jeff are giving, count me in. Thank you so much, Matt C. Our favorite Los Angeles Californian that owns what a furniture store. You are the number one person in my book for that, Matt C. Love you so much. Miss seeing you here more frequently. Let's keep moving on,
We
though.
got to get through these quick ones.
Yeah, we're 10 o'clock. So economic and geopolitical factors. In times of economic uncertainty, some investors may view Bitcoin as a hedge against traditional finance systems, potentially driving its price up. So pretty much it's saying if the economy goes down, what it says here is the worse the economy gets, could people start moving over towards Bitcoin? What are your thoughts about that one, Piper? What do you rate us?
I give it a 2. We're not quite there yet. I don't think people have seen the vision.
I'm going to be on the other side of the spectrum. I think we're sitting at a 7 or 8 because we have definitely a lot of economic confusion and craziness right now. Let me know in chat.
But using Bitcoin as a hedge in those times, I don't think we're there yet. We're way down with all the stuff that we've
maybe.
had.
We'll balance out. We'll call it a 4 or 5. We'll go with 4 or 5. Let us know in chat what you guys think. Bitcoin halving. I think this is the last one. So the Bitcoin halving. Historically, halving events have coincided with bull markets as reduced supply and potential increase in demand have as a positive effect on Bitcoin's price. Of course, we also know, guys, when we look at historically, we're getting actually close to the time that bullish momentum starts to think bullishly this far away from a halving. But what are your thoughts, Piper? What rating do you give the Bitcoin halving playing a factor into bull market?
A 10. I still think the Bitcoin halving exists as a factor. 4-year cycles are still a thing, and until I see that break, that is 100% happening. So
yeah, I'm even taking a look at it. Let's see here. The bullishness of Bitcoin kind of starts about 100 days before, and if we have a Bitcoin halving, we're gonna say let's just call it April 1st. Let's start with April 1st, right? Boom, here 100 days is going to put us into December, January. So we really should start seeing bullish momentum starting in January, February. So this one's hard because I'm going to give it a rating of closer to like 5 because I mean that means like, hey, this is still intact, 4-year cycle is still intact, but we got to wait till the end of this year to really start seeing real bullish momentum start to happen. Guys, that is all we have for you in today's show. Hopefully you enjoyed this last segment as we rated the 6 factors that will take us into a bull market. Go ahead and smash that like button on your way out. Thank you to everybody who's here with us this morning. We are the Investing Bros, the most generous crypto community in all of YouTube. That being said, we'll see you tomorrow morning, Friday, our last show of the week. Same time, same place. You guys have a great day.
Trying to make paper, turn that better to cake. Money like Lego, connect the dots that bank. We are investing bros. We are investing bros. Army pipe, lethal on trade. Entries and exits, worthy of praise. Tim, the professor of the TA. Shouted out loud on the PA. T-Shrooms news, got the word. Doing better than what he deserves. Beamer, leave no evidence. Soon fly coop with his dividend. Trying to make paper, turn that better to cake. Money like Lego, connect the dots that bank. We are investing bros. We are investing bros.
Investing bros. Investing bros. Investing bros. Investing bros. Investing bros.